Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Radio RFM. Like I said before, you can always get us whenever you are. May it be on your way to work. You can always go and join us on triple W, guys. Hey, August effect.
August effect. That shows how long you've not.
That shows how long you've not been here. Yes.
Well, anyway, that is www.cradior.com. And for those who would like to see us, you can go ahead and just join us on our social media platforms. I'm going to let Madam Divina to please tell us the social media platforms.
So on Instagram, you can find us through Radio R 99.2 FM. Then on Facebook, Radio R. And in YouTube, Radio RFM. We have TikTok, actually.
Yes.
Who can say the TikTok handle is Radio R.
FM, I'm telling you. And they, how do you call it? Elon Musk
X.
told us that we should now pronounce it as the X or the what?
And that is on Radio R.
I'm telling you. So many things that are happening out here. If you're listening to us, remember radio.net. Click that link, get us live.
Yes. And today on the
Ship. Show by QV and Ciara.
Sheep Power. Sheep Power.
So if you are in any ship, situationship, conditionship, leadership, rulership, membership, relationship.
Kuvi with Mrs. Ciara, and today we are honored to have one of the most beautiful girls that I've ever met.
Oh,
and
thank you.
That is Madame Divina.
Divina Richards.
Divina Richards.
You decided to visit us today. What is there trouble in paradise?
Well, you know.
You know, it's very rare to have a visitor on the ship.
By the way,
You are the first guest that we have here
because a lot of
today.
people that are still living on denial when it comes to the ship.
There's trouble in paradise.
Hey, I have
So
my
I
pen
don't-
and my book.
Exactly.
I will note each and everything. Because we have to solve this once and for all.
Let me tell you
yes.
guys. Earlier, or maybe some people do it even now, when you have trouble in paradise,
Yes.
they go ranting on social media.
Yeah.
So for me, instead of ranting on social media,
You
I
came
just
to the
came
ship.
here to release my
I'm
stress,
telling
to
you.
learn more, you know.
Welcome.
And where else than
Yes.
the QV?
I'm
Thank
telling you. I told everybody here and those who are listening to us, when things go AY,
Go to the Bible.
go to the Bible. If they go anywhere further, come to the
radio
ship.
station.
that's it.
Yes. Exactly, and we are going to solve on those issues. If you are not going to solve them, we are going to save them.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. And that's why today we are talking on something that is quite sensitive. You know, a lot of people there, they'll be like, they believe in living in very toxic situationships,
Yes.
relationships, be it friendships or whatever. They tend to live in there with the hope that that person is going to be a better person. Like they're going to change, or in life they're going to say, oh, they're going to see your worth, or again, they're going to just maybe to change it, to be a better person for you. And you know, sometimes we end up losing completely ourselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Most of them lose themselves because while you're trying to please that person, you lose direction about who you are.
Because you forget yourself. You concentrate so much on that person, and then you forget yourself.
Exactly. And that is what we are going to talk about today, the consequences, or actually what are the reasons as to why you should not beg to
for
be loved.
This one is very crucial, very critical, very, very ICU. Let me just
I was going for big English
let me tell you,
I see.
the sweetest thing about life is make it shorter. Make it short the way you can, so that you move on.
No stress.
You wanted me to bite my tongue, huh?
For what?
For what? And there is an
What
ICU word. Go for it.
And that's why today
Very
we,
ICU.
the ICU.
Why do you guys want me to fight for that? I'm
Why
fighting
should
for love, and then I fight for
the word.
For the word as well.
No.
Please choose
choose
The
one.
struggle.
choose the struggle.
Yeah.
Choose the struggle, yes. And
Yes.
today we will be talking about the reasons as to why you should not beg for the love on the ship. Yeah, Madam Divina.
Yes.
You being our host. You being our visitor. Sorry. Hey, our Germany.
Jamani.
Hey,
The
this
English is English.
The English is
Englishing.
but the effect of August is Augusting.
Yeah.
Oh, it's effective.
Now I'm curious to know where you went.
For holiday.
Yeah, because it's affecting the English.
Aki too much, right?
Wahala.
No, it's an African effect.
Yeah, it's African effect.
Not to
Africa
bring
is
it.
home.
I'm telling you.
Yes.
But I know you enjoyed, so
I
forget
really
the
had fun.
English.
Exactly.
It will still come back, but you made memories, so that counts.
The beautiful ones. I mean, that is the most beautiful birthday holidays I've had. That is the first birthday holiday where I say I had fun.
You've enjoyed.
And I took a lot of memories with me.
All right.
Yes. So anyway, back to our topic today about the begging of being loved. You know, like we said about the being worth, you forget to be worthy. Like you forget your worth whenever you beg to be loved, because the moment, like you said, you lose yourself trying to be that person's definition of what you think they want.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then you forget, you leave. There's a word a man really used it today, because he found out his wife, he married his wife, just like the way West Africans come and say our wife, Yes, so our in-law.
Our in-law.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the guy married the wife, and then his wife, then he invited his siblings, because they happened to be what is the name? They happened to be orphans. So he said, you guys can come and live with us and all that before you stabilize with your life.
I'm telling you.
And then the guys, of course, they came. The house was big. This, he was quite a luxurious kind of person. And then when they are living there, they really turned this guy's wife into a maid. Yes, like they were asking her, you have to, when you're coming to serve us, you have to kneel
down.
Yes,
That's
you have
in
to
Uganda.
kneel down. You have to kneel down in front of all of us, and it was not only the woman, but the guy, the brother, but also the sisters. You have to wake up every morning because we'd like to have our breakfast at this particular moment and all that.
Yes.
And the guy, he did not understand why his wife was waking up very early in the morning. Like, hi, why are you waking up early in the morning? Until he realized, this lady has really been serving these people like wholeheartedly. For her, she was doing out of love.
Yes.
Okay.
But for the other people, they were misusing. And then the husband came and realized that, and he was very, very, by the way, he was very angry. Like, no way, there's no way you're going to treat my wife as a maid. And he was he actually told those people to leave the house.
Yeah.
However, there's something that he said among so many words. He said that is the reason as to why people, when you beg, because she's begging to be loved by these people, by the brothers and sisters, the in-laws, let me call them. In the name our in-law, in the name of our wife, in the name of I want to be the best version of the in-law, and she forgot to live her life, and she ended up living a shadow of herself.
Yeah.
She's no longer herself. Because that's not the wife she was
supposed to be.
She was because before she was married, she was a person before.
Yeah, but she started now living a life that she was not
supposed to be.
That's it.
Yes. So, and that's why I say, living in a shadow whereby you forget who you are.
You forget yourself.
Yes.
You forget to work on yourself,
Yes, and every day we always learn new things. So you tend to forget even learning new things because you want to learn to be the best version of this person. So
that means we should always check on our self-worthiness. Because if now we try to impress someone else, try to live the life that you are not supposed to live. You're trying to impress somebody else, and you will at the end of the day you may be losing even your self-esteem yourself. So we really need to work on ourselves. And I always say, be yourself. Divina Richards, be yourself.
Be yourself.
Be yourself.
Yeah. And also I feel like if you have to beg for love, then that means that's not a relationship for you, because love, it's supposed to be two-way traffic, and it's supposed to be freely given, and and you receive. And for if a person loves you, I don't know, there won't be a question of do you really love me, or there won't be a situation where you have to beg for that love, because that person will like naturally show you some love, and you don't have any reason to beg for that love.
Yes, definitely, definitely, yeah, because like you said, it's just it should be given freely and received freely. It's
so if
two-way.
if it reaches a point that you have to beg for it, then that person doesn't really love you.
No.
I think the heart is somewhere else. Maybe he's or she's with you at that moment, but she's somewhere else.
Her body is there.
That's why.
Exactly.
And I'm always saying, from even the story that you have told us now, and when it comes to you, the person that you are with your partner,
right?
It doesn't sound good when you want to be like what your partner wants at that particular moment, and you lose yourself, as I said, self-esteem. There is a point you will just come to realize that either this person is manipulating you in one way or another, because you're living a life that you've never experienced yourself. You want to live his life. This leads to manipulation, whereby you feel the other person is trying to overpower you in one way or another.
On the other side, it's the way of losing. When you lose your worth, when you don't know who you are, or you don't want to be who you are, it's easy.
It's easy
to manipulate.
That's it, because you feel like this person is giving some pressure in you, so that you do what he wants, but not what you offered to do. And sometimes this one leads to so many breakups, because we are different. When the Bible says, when we meet, when the woman shall leave the parents and the man shall leave the parents, etc., etc., they come together and they become one. But the Bible did not tell us that when we become one, we should only become the other person. No, we are supposed to find our differences, bring them together, and then we become one. But not I come from my parents, you come from the other side, and then I tell you now, you live my life.
Your life.
I mean, to add on to your point, I feel like when two people meet, it's logic that they are raised in two different regions, So they have to be something. So where you guys don't like really much, but you come to an understand, like it's a 50-50 thing. I don't have to come like 100% on you, and you don't want to even move even an inch. We have to be like compromised, because I understand we are from different. I don't know. Places, so we have to agree on something, and we meet at 50-50, and I think that should work, because if you don't want to if you don't want to meet me halfway, then that means like really that's the manipulation, like that it could be so unfair,
definitely,
exactly, for the other party, like he or she is willing to to meet you, but you're not willing to move an inch.
That's it.
That's it. In that sense, it's just imagine one is having a full glass of water, and the other one is having an empty glass. And you're trying to fill this cup, instead of, staying with that 50-50, or maybe, bringing... Now, the person who does not want to move an inch, that means they are bringing an empty cup.
Exactly.
That's it.
The other one has to give 100%. And then you pour your 100
self
on this empty glass.
Yes.
And then you are left with nothing.
Exactly.
You see? And that, I think, that is what now going back to him with the manipulation. Because he has she has everything.
You want.
What about you? What about the person who is giving out the 100% of your water to the empty
you remain
glass?
nothing. You remain with nothing.
With an empty one.
And I'm very sure that's no relationship, and that's no coming together, as the Bible says. I always say, when things go AY, I will repeat it again. Go to the Bible.
Go to the Bible.
And it has allowed us to do that. So let's be one as the Bible says, but not as you say.
Yes, and if you don't love yourself, I think, with a self-worthiness, how do you know how to love the other person?
Exactly.
You will not even know how to love them.
Yes.
You'll be like, okay, well, however they love me, I'm going to accept
it too.
No. And that goes, if you don't know how to love yourself, you're going to see that a lot of things are going to deteriorate. Like they're going to get bad. You're not going to love yourself. There is also the personal growth. Whereby you be like, your brain is empty.
Your
You're
brain
not
is
even,
empty.
you know,
Maybe you are concentrating so much on how to make this person love you, and you can't even grow yourself. Like simple things that you're supposed to do, like you stuck on this begging, you know, and then you can't even do anything good for yourself.
Right. How do you even know? Because you're not even thinking. You're letting this person carry your brain for you. I was reading also, I was watching through those TikToks. There's this lady, she was a refugee, in South Africa. And she was a Zimbabwean, and she was a refugee in South Africa, you know, and she got married to a South African dude.
She was a what?
She was a Zimbabwean.
Okay. You know, that comes in hand when I just wanted to get it right. You know, when you ask a Kenyan, you say she's a Kenyan. And who was the president of Kenya? Kenya. So on the Zimbabwe, who was the president of Zimbabwe?
I can't believe I didn't say that. Jibina is back. Ladies and gentlemen.
I know you guys, they miss me. You don't miss me, but they miss me too.
But it is self-explanatory. The president of Kenya, the first president of Kenya was
Kenyatta.
The first president of Zambia was
Zambiata.
It goes without saying. Okay, someone came from Zambia.
Yes,
Zimbabwe.
You know, she was married with this South African. At first, the marriage was working. Was good. The lady was quite. She was really a real feminine, where she really applied the feminine superpowers, and you know, and she had put her husband to be an option A till Z.
What?
A, B, C, D, 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 till Z. You know, and to an extent, even when going to this, what are these offices whereby they deal with the Ausländer? I'm told they call it in English.
Not local offices.
Foreign.
City halls.
Foreign
affairs office.
No, foreign offices. Foreigners offices. I think that's what. Okay, for those who know more of English, you can correct us. We're really open on that.
I'm telling you.
So she was a very smart woman, by the way, very intelligent. But the moment she was loved by this guy, she put him first. So even when she was supposed to go to get her papers and it was actually 500 meters, that's what she could say. She would not go even where the husband would go to work. And her husband tell her, you know what, go to the foreigners and the foreign offices and let them fill up this paper, then you bring it. Then she said, no, I'll wait for you to do it. You know, at first it was more submissiveness, but with time it grew more to be stupidity. So now until she let the guy everything. She let the guy go to the offices. Even the children, they would go, and if it is going to the pediatricians, she would wait till the husband comes, which was quite unhealthy. So one day, the guy the guy stopped respecting even this lady. To an extent, he had the guts of asking this guy, at the end of the day, if you leave this house. No, it gotten worse until now the guy started abusing her. Emotionally, psychologically. Now it crossed the border. He started abusing her physically.
Oh man. And
that woman would cry, and then he would ask, even if you leave this house, where are you going to go? So you're going to just come back here. You're going to stay here because you've already shown that person you don't want to grow.
You don't want to grow. You are just fixed somewhere.
You are independent on this person.
You're very dependent on this guy and on this person, and your life is revolving around this person.
Which is
and
wrong.
The moment if you are not having the right person to show you the path of, hey, please, this is the way for you, and it's going to work for you, there are people who really take advantage of that.
Yeah.
A lot.
Like
a
this
lot.
dude really took advantage of this woman to an extent. That woman got so abused that she was able to come out of that marriage, abusive marriage, because it went so far to an extent. Like I said, physically, emotionally, financially, psychologically. Now he even started bringing women in that house.
You see
Oh
now?
my gosh.
And that woman would not do anything. At the end of the day,
She
She
can't
cannot
do
go
anything.
anywhere, she cannot
Because,
do anything.
Yeah, she has shown this guy like this guy has a lot of power over her.
over her.
That's why even if the guy do anything in this world, she can't go anywhere.
She will go begging for her love, for the
Exactly.
love, for this dude's love.
Yeah, but you know, if you're in a relationship and you show your partner that you can do without them,
Oh, the
you'll gain respect. The respect will be there because he or she will be like, okay, if I do this, they are good to go. Like
Yeah.
they can do without me. You know,
Yes.
there's a little respect you gain when you show you are independent of yourself. You
Yes.
know, like you don't depend on that person.
Yeah.
Like you
You're-
can you're good to go
Yes.
anytime, any day. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so sad. Some
People have
Some
to
people
really
have to-
had to
yeah.
have to learn it the hard way.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know if I'm right, but if I have to be Dr. Love today, I have to say that at that particular moment in time when you are thinking that your partner, you can live without him, you can live without her, those are sometimes fears of I don't want to lose him. If I lose him, oh my God, how am I going to stay? If I lose her, oh my God, how am I going to stay? These feelings are something that sometimes you cannot share to each other, but you can share to each other, but they are more powerful inside you yourself because you have your self-esteem. So you know that, oh, this person is worthy this way.
Yeah.
And I am worthy, because if I am showing that you are worthy, then you will show me back that I am worthy. That meaning you guys, you can already see the future in you. In that way, there is some fulfillment in a relationship, because you are not begging for attention. You are not begging for anything from each other.
Right.
It's just the affection that these guys, because if you either beg for affection, then my brother, my sister, you are in a wrong ship.
Yeah.
You better not beg for that, first of all.
Yeah.
There is this normal attention, but not attention and affection. Sometimes they go hand in hand, but affection is something that you're not supposed to beg in a relationship. I think they go hand in hand. So from the attention to affection. So if you are begging for affection out there,
Yeah.
you are in a very wrong ship.
Yeah.
Shuka.
Shuka.
Shuka hiyo stage ya mbele.
Kama watu, you know, I've ever heard of a guy who is sleeping with jeans.
Wait. The
man.
wife is there, but she's sleeping.
He's sleeping with jeans.
Sleeping with jeans.
Like seriously, jeans
How
are
now?
denims. For those who are maybe asking, what is jeans? Like denims, jeans, like the trousers that are made with jeans. Like seriously, I've had that girl was begging for love.
Aye.
Yeah,
that one is
girl,
real
that's
life.
yeah.
That is real life I'm talking
But you
about.
know what? Even
You're
this
sleeping
guy,
with jeans at your own house,
Exactly.
and then
With your own wife.
with your own wife. Even this guy, he was even because when you sleep with jeans, it's not even comfortable.
You're
you
not
know?
even comfortable.
You can just say no, I don't want anything today,
Yeah.
and sleep just comfortable. You don't have to sleep with jeans like to
Yeah.
that extent. Like was the woman a rapist?
I
or
disagree with
No,
that.
it's just because-
Men, you are letting us down.
That girl.
We have
let
to
me tell
discuss
you-
this.
No, seriously, this is a real life
You're even-
lesson.
you're
We are
even
writing
writing
down.
We have to discuss this in the next men conference. We cannot sleep with jeans, men.
No, on a serious note.
Are
but
we
this
advertising?
guy-
Are we advertising?
I would understand this guy. On one point, I think if it was me in his situation, I would understand, because if a girl, you don't want this girl, or you don't want to be in this relationship, and this person is really pestering you, like they want to be with you to an extent. You know, women, we can really trick these men and
Yeah,
get
that's
pregnant
true.
anyhow.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
true.
and this girl used to go and force herself.
okay.
This was something that was so real that she would even come out at the night, you know, on those days whereby she thinks the cycle was good to have to conceive.
And the man decides to sleep with her jeans.
On jeans. Say what nonsense.
I wish I could know you so that we can do some advertisement. Let's sell some things here at Sean's
That-
Boutique.
While sleeping on jeans. Maybe this one.
This is the best person to advise this young man where to go and buy some sleeping clothes.
Yes, and
nowadays even they have come, they are pink. You can buy that and attract her in the night. Yes, they are known as Barbie. So if you want some Barbie sleeping bags and some Barbie sleeping clothes, Shonston Boutique. Remember to go to www.shonstenboutique.com. Yes, sleep Barbie. Yes. Sleep without a jeans. Sleep like someone. Attract her. And this is one way, actually, as we're talking about the sheep, of attracting this is the attraction now I'm talking about. If you're sleeping with a jeans, men.
What is this?
Sometimes fit in. Their brother, is it Barbie? Am I wrong?
Barbie. I'm a Barbie girl.
That one. Tell her to buy you the pink one, so that in that house that evening, shine in that house, in that bedroom. Shonston Boutique, I'm telling you. Remember to join them on their social media platforms, SBF_Ashon Design. This is where you will get each and everything. Those are their social media platforms across. I'm telling you, whenever you might be finding them, www.shonstonboutique.com. You deserve to look better in bed than yesterday.
Shonston Boutique. Well, we'll go on a short break on this, and then we find more information, more of talking about the why should you beg for love and the consequences of begging for love. This is Radio RFM, home of African music.
Only underground radio station.
This is Radio R.
This is
all the hits. All of African music.
Switch on.
You listen to my favorite radio station.
This is Taboo to watch the Black Eyed Peas.
Here he goes.
Hey, I'm Tinashe.
This is Papa Dennis Legrand Mkulukulu, mwana wa Zambe.
This is Flame Nation.
Hashtag
Flame Nation. Flame Nation. Bringing you the best African vibes from Nairobi, Kenya.
Welcome to Kenya, bro.
Thank you so much.
When giving us an intro kidogo.
Hey, my name is Roberto.
To the world.
engaging.
Unapata, when an old man is dating a young girl, there is no issue.
Not at all.
There is no taboo, like it's fine.
Although pia si ukata.
Listen.
Activating.
DJ Cisse.
This year's getting critical. Make a bad boy ever since standard do.
Supreme.
Utotoni. Na ukinibip tunakupigia.
Different.
Just three.
And don't stand people who are quick to judge others. When it comes to a fine mama dating a young man, it is an issue.
Wewe ngoje ile siku itakupata umekaukiwa, utajua hautataka kujua nini.
Rocking with the best.
Yes sir. The meantime, mziki bado tunasonga nalo. Teke Daddy Yankee. You remember this guy? Give me the tune.
This is Flame Nation. Flame Nation. Flame Nation.
On Radio Ara.
99.22 FM.
Shut up and bend over. Let your back do the talking over. So back up and bend over.
It's your favorite boy.
Home of African music. The Ship. Show by QV and CR.
So if you are in any ship, situationship, conditionship, leadership, rulership, membership, relationship.
I'm telling you, if you're in any relationship, hula ship, I'm telling you, this guy. So this is what we're talking about this evening here. Why beg for love? Why out there? Why sleep with the jeans, as we have seen here? Men sleeping with jeans. This one has to be talked. I'm telling you, the household conference that is coming next year. There's so many troubling things I have had in this ship. And for those who are sending topics to us, one by one, we shall be them. And remember to watch previous episodes. Maybe some of you actually are repeating the questions that we have covered before.
Yeah.
Check us on our social media platforms, Radio RFM on YouTube. Right, home of African music. You can listen to us live. QV.
Yeah.
You said now we should not beg for love.
No, we said we should not beg for love.
Yes.
We should not beg for love because it brings more damage than good. It will not even help that person to change because you have seen you give them the power, so they'll be like, you have only me and only me.
Okay, before
They turn themselves into small gods.
I'm telling you, before now we go further, should we beg people to come to the awards here at 2023 Afronews Awards?
No.
We should ask them.
Let me actually tell them about that. For those, we are not begging, we are actually telling you. We're going to give you information.
Yes.
With the Afronews 2023 Awards Gala Night, it's more of, you know, recognizing the achievements and the go-getters from the people in the African origin.
Yes.
And that is on the 21st of October, 2023. Remember, that is in Stuttgart, Weiblingen.
So if you are a sweeper, you are always. If you are a cook,
you're an achiever.
If you are a mechanic,
you are an achiever.
If you are a nurse,
achiever.
If you are a cleaner,
achiever.
If you are a wife,
an achiever.
If you are our wife,
you are achiever.
I use that because of Nigerians. If you are a if you are a and the kids are also welcomed inside there.
Yes, they are all welcome.
Yes.
And for those who just want to get their tickets, just go on the www.afronews.de, or you can email the GMB promotion at musicians.org.
I'm telling you, and for more information, www.cradior.com. Here we are. We're going to give you one-on-one on what's happening there. So many people, bring your friends, bring your German friends, Italy, Belgian, and all those, so that they can know what is happening on the culture. And who knows, the home of African music, we might be streaming this live for your comfort of your home. But first, come to Weiblingen.
Yes, it is on Afronews 2023 Awards Gala Night.
You better be there, or as they say, be square. Hey.
That's new.
I was talked by Mr. Thea the other day. I was like, Allah.
This is what we do best.
Yes. Yes.
Now let's beg people not to fall in love.
Yes.
As we finish up here.
Yes.
My take. Don't beg. Don't beg. And if you find it's not going, you better.
It's not giving, like
it's
Mr. Divina Richard says.
Even you say it's not giving.
If love is not loving.
Yes, it's not slapping.
Not slapping.
If you find this love is not slapping, then it's like when you are in the kitchen and you really want to start cooking and you find, in the middle you did not put oil. Start again. Because without it, maybe there is no, you will not find whatever you wanted to find. So on the ship too, here we always say, if you are migrating from Africa to Europe and you find yourself the road is very omorambeka, as the Kisi says, very omorambeka means the road is very long.
Okay.
You better wait for your time, because your time to fly will come. And that time when it comes, nobody shall say no. When Jesus says yes, nobody shall say no. Now, so if you find on the way that this is not going anywhere,
you're almost making Divina get
everything has going away. You better start it again.
When things go, I see.
You better start it again.
But you know, people. Okay, I know some people who have been in such kind of begging type of relationship, and when they decide like it's now time to go, they go, and then they rise again, and they become so powerful in a way that they succeed in life. They find better partners. Like they live their life, and then they be like, okay, this is what I've been missing. Like people tend to waste a lot of time in this not so going on well relationship, this begging relationship, and you know you miss a chance to meet the right person for you, because I believe in this word, everyone has their person somewhere. Somewhere God gave you your Adam, somewhere God gave you your Eve. So I feel like a preacher today.
Hallelujah.
On that note, in the book of Exodus.
Divina Richards, preach.
I mean, that was my point. Like, people should, now the Germans come in. People should simply, like, you know your turning point. Like, a point where you say, okay, enough is enough. Let me just pack my bags. I understand sometimes you feel like, okay, there's no other place to go. Maybe there's no other person to love me, but for yourself, for your peace of mind, just walk out on that relationship if it's not working clearly, and somewhere, somehow you find a better person for you.
Definitely.
And it will work out.
I'm telling you.
And definitely something among us for you to get out of that juncture, because it's a phase that some of us have to go through, because maybe you know sometimes you just make mistakes.
Yeah, as you said, learning it the hard way.
Yes. You have to learn it the hard way. Learn to forgive yourself, because a lot of us tend to live in that kind of situationship or silly ship, because for me that's a silly ship where you're begging for love. When you're in there and you realize, damn, I just nimekanyanga mafi. Kitu wanasemanga nimekanyanga mafi. Just, you know what, learn to just forgive yourself and say, you know what, I made a mistake.
Yeah.
Let me get out.
I'm telling you.
If you cannot do it yourself,
nobody else will help you do it.
You either help yourself. If you cannot do it by yourself, you can have a friend where you can confide in.
But I think that's sometimes we make that mistake where you feel like some things I don't have to share. I mean, you should have that person, that one person, when you have problems, you just go and share your problems, because people suffer in silence.
Yes. A lot, but
they are afraid to share their problems with someone, because maybe they feel like this other person is going to expose them, or maybe also the person has been lying to their friend, like, oh, my relationship is perfect. There's no problem, and then you don't have the guts to go and tell that person, like, my relationship is not going well.
In our situation. It's good to talk. If you cannot talk, learn to forgive yourself, because let me tell you, it's a two-way thing. Just like love is a two-way street. This way, either you're going to lose yourself in the way that you're going to live another person's life. You'll never enjoy the life that God gave you. Or you're going to get out and meet, just like Divina said, meet your real person and be happy forever. Then what do they say on cartoons? Happily ever after. You live happily after. Yes. So,
well, I don't watch cartoons for kids. So.
I love cartoons. I love cartoons, guys. We compete. We'll compete when it comes to cartoon. Because if you just stay there, a lot of things are going to happen. Like, seriously, lack of boundaries is also going to get there. All those intimidation is going to get there. And let me tell you, that person that you're on the other end, you're letting this person love you, and you're not loving them back. Trust me. You're going to go back. This one is, I'm giving you a life thing that I've seen people losing the people who loved them because they let their ego, they let their self arrogance lead them. Trust me, to find someone who is going to love you the way that person loves you. And they prefer to lose themselves to love you. To find that person again.
It's never.
It's like climbing Mount Kilimanjaro.
No, Everest.
Everest.
I think God. Okay, maybe God punishes the other person.
Not maybe. It's definitely.
Because I mean, you can't. You putting someone in trauma, and you believe like everything's gonna go well with you.
No.
At the end of the day, if this person leaves, trust you you will find another person who will treat you the same way you are treating the other person, and you will regret losing the person who loved you the most.
Exactly.
It's always like that.
And then, you're going to miss that person.
A lot.
A lot. Because let me tell you what and compare. Me for me. Can you imagine? Divina, you're used to waking up, putting on a perfume on yourself. Or, you're used.
Dress
and then
up.
that person, the person you love, maybe they don't like perfumes. And then, since this person just want to be arrogant on you, or they just want to be rude, or just want to be just treating you like trash, they say, I don't like perfumes, so you have to stop that perfume. So, okay, sometimes there are things that we call in a relationship whereby you
wage, like
you see exactly. But this person is not telling you because you to stop wearing on perfumes because they don't like it, or maybe they are sick. It's just because they just want to misuse
yeah.
You know, and then that person leaves that perfume. I'm just saying a little bit, a tiny bit of people really not living their life for them to live a life for you. Yani they sacrifice themselves. Everything for you, may it be sweat, may it be love, may it be blood, everything they sweat, they leave it for you.
But you don't see
it, and then you find another person like them, they live, and then you find somebody like that. Wacha nikwambie, hata Mungu, imagine he gave us only one chance. Jesus Christ, he died once. Who are you
to die twice?
Who are you to somebody else to die twice for you? Who you they be?
That's true what you say, because some people, even I know of some people limit their partner on their choice of dresses, you know, like they say like you can't dress like that now, I've married you, or, and mostly, sorry to say this, but it's mostly men, you know, controlling their wives on how to dress, because they think like if their wife dress smart, she's going to find someone else out there. But really, in our mind, in a woman's mind, it's like I'm dressing
for my partner,
for my partner, for myself. I want to look smart, presentable. Because I mean, if you want, if you as a man, you want to go somewhere with a woman who looks presentable. But if you start limiting the person, like
exactly,
I don't understand. And those men end up maybe cheating on with someone else who is now
wearing what is actually supposed to be dressed. You know, and it, you know, that is a topic for another day. But if this is something, especially when it comes to that topic, I think that one should be a topic of itself.
Leave it light there.
Because you know, it just reminded me of so many things I've seen. Like,
Don't preach. Let's finish for them today here.
In the book of the sheep chapter.
In the book of the sheep chapter CR and QV and the host versus Divina Richards. Yes, and Jesus said, from the beginning of creation, God made the male and female. Did I say that?
Hallelujah.
Did Mama say that?
No.
Did Papa say that? Who said that?
Now, Bible.
For this reason, man shall leave his father and mother and joined to his wife, and the two shall become one and flesh. Did anyone say that?
Yeah.
Did the kids say that?
No.
So they are no longer two but one flesh. Therefore, what God has joined together, let no one separate. Did Canida read that?
Yes.
Did Canida read that?
Yes.
Did anyone say that? It is the Bible.
It's the Bible.
The Bible.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
That was. Oh my gosh.
That's my message for them tonight.
Hey,
don't
so
beg
much.
For that. Thank you so much.
Don't beg for love.
Yes.
Let's have a part shot, but before that, let's go for a break.
Only underground radio station.
This is Radio R.
This is
Overheads. Yeah.
Me and my crew.
Hit music, dance.
What's going on, guys? This is Post Malone.
Jet plane headed up to the sky. Take me back to London.
I do deals, but I never get twanged. Moves that ain't never been planned.
It's my dilemma.
What you need to do is be thankful.
The one you listen to in the morning, when you wake up, all day, on your way home, and all night long.
Radio Ara.
You can kiss my memory.
The biggest.
Hey, yo, Motif, turn me up on them headphones, bro.
See, I don't usually do this, but as far as I can see, I need to enforce some things by a royal decree.
See, I don't need to brag and I don't want to boast, but I will cut you down for acting like a toast. Ati heo umeingia kwenye club na kademu kabab.
This is Radio R.
This is Radio Ara.
Home of African music.
Si unajua kasi pesa au biashara, basi tembea. Nani tembea, kasi ganji au mradi, basi tembea. Nani tembea, na sitaki kukuona. Sitaki kukuona. I see you boy, you
king. Sipendi mangoma za Kenya.
Depo on the beat.
Octopiece number 9.
Baby,
Dili. Hello. Kumbe huku ni matanga.
itabidi wasanii waanze kujipanga.
Drama queen Octopiece ni kuhanga.
Nakuru,
Naivasha,
Kisumu,
Mombasa,
LD, Bondo tu Kitui,
hapo sasa.
Central na Western,
Pia washadata, no matter where you from, yo mikasa.
Kasa.
Show by QV and CR.
Yes, welcome back to the ship here on Radio RFM, home of African music. For those who are joining us again, we're just going to remind you on where to find us, and that is on www.cradior.com, and also on our social media platforms. That is on IG Radio R 99.2 FM.
I'm telling you, at Twitter at Radio RFM, and our YouTube channel, remember, at Radio RFM, home of African music. Remember to subscribe, touch that dial, as they always say, and share it to your friends.
Yes, and on TikTok, that is Radio RFM, and on X,
Radio RFM. You're confusing, Divina. You know, X
you know,
came just the other day.
What is that?
What is that?
What is that? What are you talking about?
And at this moment, when you are talking about not begging for love, you may be telling someone X, and he will be telling, that's my ex.
That's my ex. Wait. Yes. And today's topic was, why should you beg for love? And also talking about the consequences of begging for love. And it's a question for yourself. How would you describe something? Or what do you understand with a word or with a sentence? Why beg for love? You know? So, and with that, for those who missed it, remember to just go and subscribe on YouTube. You can get all what we've been talking before, and you can check up. If you are doing among us so many things, make sure to just read the red flags, because a lot of people are actually psychologically sick. The narcissists, the manipulators, and all that, they really come out because a lot of people begged for their love.
Oh, yes.
Yes. Tell us the end of quoting, Madam Davina Richards.
Me, all I can say in all this scenario, there is actually no dignity in begging for love. You should love yourself enough to walk away from that relationship. That's all I can say.
Hallelujah.
That's
Amen.
a good one. Aye.
No dignity.
Dignity.
I feel like repeating it, but let me tell you mine. Begging for someone to love you, it has never worked. No. Let me tell you the truth. It is just a waste of time and resources, my brothers and sisters.
Yes.
Move on and start afresh.
Preach now.
Preach.
Tufia kwa. Back to sender.
I'm done.
Anyway.
Sorry to cut you short. Okay. The way Candida is you know, he's putting full stops on his talk. I'm like, I'm done.
By the way, sometimes you'll be waiting for Mrs. Sierra to say something like, no. Okay. Did he just end up like that? Just like that, it ended. Yes. Okay, anyway, back to the quotes. It's something I would say is that if you beg for love, you're proving to that person that you cannot do without them. You're proving to them that you won't be loved. You want to be loved by all means. And guess what? A lot of people are not. Nothing is attractive on desperate lover. That anybody that is desperate to be loved, it's not attractive at all. So. Don't beg for love.
I'm telling you. Thank you so much for hosting us today. Oh, I feel like going home and staying preaching this night.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
People should listen to us, and I don't know what I should say.
But I feel it was a nice topic.
Yes.
Because one way or the other, someone out there is going through the same thing we are talking about. So maybe it helped.
A lot of people are really doing, you know, going through people, living with people who are mentally, living and accepting to beg for love. It's a lot. Trust me, especially with this economy. Kwanza nilisikia wasichana wengine hapo wanaenda kwa baba wewe. Wanabeg wapendwe na wababa. wababa wenye wana bibi kwa nyumba. Kuna mwingine nilisikia alienda kuzalishia, you know, giving birth to somebody else's husband. In the name she wanted that mbaba to leave his matrimonial home so that she comes only for that guy to write, dear so and so, sitaki kutaja jina kusini aibu. Dear so and so, thank you so much.
Taja tu.
Dear so and so, wacha niwaambie. But then that dude, that mbabas wrote a message, a text messages. Kwanza alikuwa mbaba hakuwa anaandika messages. Said,
but at that particular moment, man, I agree with that 100%.
Sometimes wacha nisiongee mengi. Lakini that dude aliandika like after the girl got pregnant and gave birth, they say, dear so and so, I've just realized that I'm very that I've been making a lot of mistake, and one of the mistake you are I've decided to go back to my wife to go and live happily ever after. Wewe si wa kwanza usalishwe ije. Kwa heri ya kuonana.
Si utaje tu.
Only underground radio station.
Number 1 for today's hits and all-time favorites. We play every hit.
Sticky, why you looking for me? I ain't shit.